Good morning, friends. Robin here from Cheese from Scratch. So I have a super fun video for you guys today. I am doing a vlog, and it's not just any vlog. It is a vlog about us getting ready for our branding, which is happening in 2 days. It is about us getting ready for that branding, the food we need to prepare, the things we need to do, and then a little bit about what's actually going to happen on the day of our branding. So I'm so excited to share this with you guys. I shared a little bit last year about what a branding looked like, but I want to share it kind of more in the cheesemaker perspective this year of how I'm also preparing a little bit of cheese to go along with the food for the branding. So with the branding, I'm only preparing a tiny bit of the food. Zach's mom is actually preparing most of it. She's preparing like the main meal, the kind of the sides and stuff. I'm only in charge of baked beans and dessert. And like a Caesar salad. But other than that, I'm not really in charge of too much. I'll probably make cinnamon buns for the morning of, so I'll need some cream cheese for those. But today, it's 2 days before. It's Thursday. We're going to have the branding on Saturday. So today I'm going to make the quark and the sour cream and the cream cheese for that I will need for the things for my recipe. So I just got in from milking. I'm going to clean my milk, and then I'm going to turn that milk straight into quark. So I'll just show you guys that here. Alright, so first things first, I'm going to make the quark. I'm going to make it in my cheese pot today, and then it will sit till tomorrow in here. My quark recipe is on the cheesecake video, and that's actually what I'm making. I'm making cheesecake. So I'm going to make all of this morning's milk, which is about 2.5 gallons, into quark, and I'm just going to put it in my cheese pot here. Okay, so I'm just going to use this mesophilic type 2, the one I always use. This stuff's all in that cheesecake video. I'm going to go ahead and put a little bit more than 1/4 teaspoon in here because this is a little more than 2 gallons, 2.5 gallons, so just a tiny bit more. Now I'm going to let that rehydrate, and while I do that, I'm going to get some sour cream going, and then also get some cream cheese going. Keep this culture, I'm going to need it. And this big bowl. Make a quart of sour cream. I don't have any previous batch because I'll show you what happened in my previous batch. Let me up the camera a little bit so you can see me. So I over fermented my last batch of sour cream. See all those bubbles and stuff in there? That's probably yeast. It tastes terrible. It's still fine to like consume and stuff. I'll probably save it for baking, just for our own use. But you can see it's definitely yeast. It's like nice big bubbles in there and stuff. That's not what you want. It's not, if it was like tiny little pinhole bubbles, I'd be a little bit worried about it, that it might be coliform, but because it's those nice big bubbles, I'm not worried that it's dangerous. It also tastes a little bit yeasty. Tastes disgusting, to be frank. So I'm not going to use that as a culture, and I'm going to move this away so that I don't accidentally contaminate my good cream. So I'm going to make a fresh batch with new mesophilic culture, nice fresh cream, and I'm going to watch a little carefully because stakes are high. I need this for branding. So let me skim off all these creams for branding. Alright, so branding is, we have to do it every year. We brand our calves, and the reason we have to do that, and this is for our beef calves, is because they have to go out on range, and so range is like government land. We pay a very inexpensive amount to be able to graze them on this range for the summer, but there's no fences out on range, or very few fences. If there are fences, they're called drift fences, so they basically are just to drift the cows into a certain area. But they kind of just like end in the middle of nowhere. So it's very easy for cows to go into other sections of range where they're not supposed to. So it's up to you as the farmer to kind of keep your cows in the section that you're allotted, because there's different sections out there. So throughout the summer, usually the cows, especially because these cows have run this range for many years, they know what their sections are. They try and stay in those sections. You also salt them in certain areas to kind of keep them in certain areas, but it's like thousands of acres out there. So there are going to be ones that wander off into other sections. And luckily, like, all the neighbors out here are super nice. We all kind of know each other. We all watch out for each other's cows in the fall when the cows come home, because they'll go out in the early in the late spring or early summer, and they'll come home in the fall. And so in the fall, it's almost inevitable that we always have a few of everyone else's cows, or they have a few of our cows, or they have a few of our bulls. So we do a little bit of a shuffle in the fall to make sure that we all get our cows back. And so branding is like the most permanent way of being able to identify who your calves are, especially because they're going to grow a lot in the summer. You're not necessarily, even if you had a really good idea of what they all look like, you're not necessarily going to know that in the fall because they're going to grow so much over the summer. It's also much more effective than tags because range is really brushy. It's all like spindly little trees. It's amazing, like, the grazing that cows can do out there because it's kind of harsh terrain. But it's because it's so brushy, oftentimes we'll have cows come home and they will have lost their ear tags and stuff. So branding really is our permanent way of being able to identify our calves and our cows. It's also a bit of a legal thing. I'm pretty sure you legally have to, if you utilize range, you legally have to brand your calves and cows. And when you go to the sale, there's a brand inspector. They don't necessarily need to be branded to go to the sale, but the brand inspector is watching out to make sure that you don't have anybody else's calves in there. So I'm just going to put some of this mesophilic culture on top of this sour cream and let it rehydrate. Just a little bit here. There we go. So 1 quart of sour cream. Now I'm going to make the cream cheese. Again, I'm going to skim some cream into my pot. My little pot this time. Yeah. And then so branding day isn't just about branding either. Even if people aren't planning on branding, there's some people that I know that don't brand, but they still have branding days because it's a great time to be able to give your calves the vaccinations they need. The vets usually recommend the vaccinations for the area, so everybody will give the same vaccinations. They'll just call their vet and be able to get those. Also, like Zach bans all the calves when they're born, like if they're steers, but there's always some that a testicle won't drop or something, or he misses, so then we cut those ones so they don't become bulls. And then what else do? We give them a little pain medication because it's a lot. So they get a little pain medication. They get Ivamac, which is like to prevent worms. What else do they get? Yeah, I think that's it. If they get like cut or anything, if they're steers, they're going to get like an antibiotic to prevent any infection. If they have, it's like a good time to just do an overall check of them as well. If they have like any like abscesses or anything that's up with them, you can also give them some medication at that time if they've got a little bit of scours or something. It's just a really good one-on-one time with each calf to get to really assess their health. Yeah, so it's a really good one-on-one time with each calf, assess their health, and then after we do the calves, then we run the cows through and they get Ivamac as well and any vaccinations they need. Okay. So we've branded different ways in the past. We used to rope them, and then the ropers would bring the calves in, and then a couple of people would hold them down while you did all of the doctoring and everything. But it's just become too difficult in the past couple of years to do that because you need a pretty large crew to be able to do that. And we all kind of come together and help each other during branding seasons. Like, we all are like, this is the day I'm branding, this is the day I'm branding, and everybody comes over and helps, and then we just rotate weekends basically. So it's branding season. Our branding is the first one of the season. But that being said, it's still getting a little bit difficult lately, especially with the last 2 years, to be able to find a crew big enough to do the roping and the pulling in, and just to find ropers, because Zach and I don't rope either. So a lot of times people like to come out and rope because they're it's kind of fun for the ropers, I think, just to get some roping practice and stuff. But yeah, it's just become more difficult. So we've been rotating a table around, and so it belongs to my stepdad, this calf table. And so we get it first, and then there'll be 3 other brandings that it will go to. And so basically it's like a little chute. And so you run the calves down the chute, and then they go into this little table section, this little table chute, and it locks them in. It goes around their belly like a big kind of bar, and then it tips them sideways. And so when it tips them sideways, then they're locked in, they're locked at their neck, and they're locked at their tummy, and it doesn't hurt them or anything. It just keeps them still. And then we're able to do all of our doctoring, and then once we're all done that, then we let them out, and they go out. Yeah, and then we keep them separated for their moms for most of the day, because we run the cows through last to get their vaccinations. So we want to put them all back together again. So in the morning, the first thing on branding morning is we'll bring the cows, and Zach brought them down. I don't know if you guys follow me on Instagram, but they were up top for all calving season, and now that they're done calving, he brought them down so they're a little bit closer, so on the day of branding we can bring them in, and they'll probably, knock on wood, come in pretty easy, just because they kind of know the drill. But then the sorting is always a little bit crazy. Everyone will be here though, and it goes quickly to sort the babies off from the moms, but it's 250 cows and calves. I'm gonna, before I skim any more cream, I'm gonna go and stir in my mesophilic culture in my pot on the stove, and I'm gonna stir in this mesophilic culture in this sour cream. The sour cream now will be done. All I have to do is put the lid on and leave it on the counter and check on it tomorrow. So this is the quark. Get that all stirred in. And that milk was nice and warm from milking still. And I'm going to add in a little bit of amount to run it. I'm only going to use like a 1/4 teaspoon. I've got a 1/2 teaspoon here though. Let's use like 1/2. Here we go. Lukewarm water. It's probably cool. I didn't let the tap warm up. And add that in here. Make sure you stir it up. And then I'm going to put the lid on, and I'm going to leave that for 24 hours until tomorrow, when I'll strain it off. And then tomorrow afternoon I'll make the cheesecakes. I actually love skimming cream out of a bucket though. This is Kate from Venison for Dinner's redneck cream separator idea, and she is onto something. This is the most brilliant thing ever. It's so easy to skim milk out of a bucket, like so easy. And then I'll make this into cream cheese. It'll ferment overnight as well, like the quark. I do have to warm it up a little bit. Then it will ferment overnight. I'll check on it tonight though. Sometimes sour cream, sometimes cream cheese, this cream cheese recipe, it gets like a strong flavor quickly if it's like warm in your house or something. So I always check it after 12 hours, and that's my favorite ferment. If I can get a ferment on 12 hours, I'm like, ooh, that's good. That's good cream cheese. 24 hours is fine. 48 hours is too long, it's too strong. So I try and nail down my ferment time into that 12 hours, but it needs to be the right consistency to strain it, because if it's not, then it's just, you lose a lot of it in your whey. So I've got about I probably got about a gallon of cream in there, a gallon of heavy cream. So now I'm gonna add my mesophilic culture in here. Where'd I put my lid for my rennet? This is the problem with doing too many things at once. You forget things. Again, mesophilic type 2, I've used this for all of these ones today. I'm going to use, for this gallon, I'm going to use maybe 1/8 teaspoon as well. Oh shoot, I forgot to warm this up. That's okay, I can warm it up while I go. I'm just going to add a little bit more than 1/8 teaspoon. There you go. 1/7 teaspoon. Alright, so I'm gonna warm this up. As long as I don't go above that heat, the heat line for mesophilic, so mesophilics can heat up to 105. So as long as I don't go above that, this culture that I just added will be fine. Usually I add it after, but sometimes I'll add it before if I'm worried about a contaminant in my kitchen. I'm not baking bread or anything today, so I'm not worried about that, but that's fine that I added that in. So I'm going to heat it up to 90 degrees Fahrenheit, then I'm going to turn off the burner and I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours after I incorporate lots of my spray. So warm up to 90. You have to be careful with that little tiny amount of cream because that's not very much. That will heat up quite quickly to 90. 90 is baby bottle temperature. So that's heating up now. And then the next thing I'm going to do while that's heating up is I'm going to soak some navy beans because I'm in charge of the baked beans. Okay, so I'm going to make my navy beans out of navy bean. I'm going to make my baked beans out of navy beans. They're my favorite to use I use my mom's recipe. So I'm going to soak these overnight and then I'll make them tomorrow. Or I guess, what time is it? Okay, I'm going to soak them today and then I'll make them tonight, is what I'm going to do. And then I'll either freeze them or I'll keep them refrigerated until day of. I'll need to like fry up some bacon and onions as well, but this is just to get them started here. So I really want to grow navy beans this year. I'm so excited about it because I'm pretty sure they'll grow in this climate. My dad and his wife grow something that's really similar to a navy bean, and they grow it in a climate that's a little bit cooler than us. So I searched for navy beans all year. I was able to get 2 tiny little packets of heirloom navy beans. So I'm going to save those seeds over, like I'll plant them and then I'll save the seeds from them this year and then I'll plant them the next year. But I also found these organic navy beans at the health food store. And so I want to try and sprout these, so I'm not going to use these today, but I want to try and sprout a couple, see if they'll sprout, because if they will sprout, then that means they're not irradiated, and that's a good chance that they'll actually produce a bean. So I'm excited to try that. There's always a chance because you don't know what kind they are. They could be some like hybrid that won't actually produce a seed. So that could be kind of the risk of planting beans that you don't know what they are. But I think it's probably a pretty good chance that it would produce a seed. I don't know. I'm going to try it anyways. I got room in the garden. But today I'm just using store-bought navy beans. If you've never made beans from scratch before, beans from scratch, you will want to soak them before. Sometimes I sprout my beans if they're not irradiated. Sometimes I sprout my beans before I cook them. Oh no. Sorry, you want to soak your beans at the very least before you cook them. This makes it way easier for them to digest. There's like Instant Pot recipes and stuff where you can cook them straight from without soaking them. That's fine, but they're really difficult to digest. You can soak these in whey if you want. Sometimes I do that. So if you have extra whey around, soak them in whey. So because that mesophilic culture had rehydrated, it's okay if I mix it in now even though it's still heating. And I'm just going to pay really good attention that I don't go over that 90 degrees where I'm trying to hit. If you do go over a little bit, that's fine, but if you go over like 105, there's a chance that you killed it. If you go over 110, really good chance that you killed it, the mesophilic culture, because they're a low loving temperature bacteria, lactic bacteria. Yeah, so I think I have done everything that I need to do today for prep. Tomorrow I'll make the cheesecakes and I'll make the baked beans. I've got to go to town tomorrow and get buns. So Zach's mom Maggie is making, like, they call it barbecue, but it's like sloppy joes. I don't know. Like, it's like a hamburger in a sauce and like you put it on a bun. So that's what Maggie's making for the dinner. So tomorrow I'm going to go to town, get my get buns, and then I'm going to get stuff for the salad. So I'll have to do that tomorrow as well. So tomorrow's going to be a busy day. It's nice to be able to get anything I can get done today. So as far as food, we're good to go. What we have to do for getting set up for branding though, we have to just go through all of our supplies, make sure we've got everything. Zach picked up the meds from the vet the other day, so we have all of that. We just have to kind of organize everything. We also have to hook the calf table up, so we'll probably go and get it tomorrow, and then it just takes a little bit to set it up. We might not even set it up till the morning of, because all you have to do is bring the tractor in and set it at the end of the chute. We just kind of rearrange some gates so that we can have it off of, so before they go into the main chute, they go through it into that. So we'll organize some gates and stuff with that. As far as like everything else, pretty much like the rule behind branding is you eat and you come and help and you eat a good meal and you get to drink as much as you want. So Zach got the beer and stuff the other day, so that's kind of the unspoken rule of branding, is there's free booze and good company and good food, and you work all day for free. But then we trade off work, so we'll go to everybody else's brandings over the next couple of weeks. Yeah, I love branding time, not because I always am really sad about the calves having to go through branding, but I love it because of the community feel behind it. I've done it ever since I was a little kid, and you're always really excited about it. Like Echo, our oldest daughter, she is super excited. Like, she invited a couple friends and stuff, because it's not like they're really doing much. She's only 8. It's not like she's really doing much, but it's more the culture of having people around and inviting them over to your home. And I mean, ranchers, they all like to look at each other's cows, so looking at each other's cows, admiring the calving season, kind of a celebration behind finishing calving season, because the calving season is so huge for us. So yeah, I'm excited about it. 2 more days. Jasper has been counting down the sleeps every day. He's like, oh, 4 more sleeps, 3 more sleeps, 2 more sleeps. Or he hasn't got to that one yet, but yeah, so he's been counting down the days. He's very excited. Yeah, and I'm gonna go and do some other stuff, and I'll let you guys in on some of the details as we go through the next couple days. Okay, bye. Good. How was Suki? Did you feed her grain after?
Wasn't waiting around for that.
Did she move around? 4 o'clock right now. I just got home from town. This morning you saw I did all of my kind of prep this morning. I made the beans. I got the cork going. I'm not sure if my cream cheese is going to work out. It wasn't fermented like too thick enough, but it was already pretty strong. My cream was a little bit old, and I think that may have been the contributing factor there, but it actually looks pretty good right now, so we might be okay. That's just for the cinnamon buns anyways. So we will see if that works out. Yeah, had to pick up some more supplies, buns and stuff. Also got a few like vet supplies, some more needles, some scalpels, that sort of thing. And my mom dropped off the calf table, so I believe Zach is out setting it up right now, or we might just set it up tomorrow. He's out kind of moving gates around and stuff like that, just in preparation. Like our fencing system is lacking slightly. It's farmerized, to say the least. So whenever we do anything with cows, it usually takes about half a day of farmerizing everything to make it good enough to sort cows and stuff. So that's what he's up to right now. And yeah, that's day 2 of getting ready for branding. So this cream cheese actually looks really good. I was like, oh, it's going to be way too thin. It's going to all go out. I'm going to actually hang it, I think, for the next couple hours. And that will just allow everything to drain out a little bit better. And I'll hang it from a cupboard. Good morning, guys. It's Brandon Day. Jasper, are you excited?
Yeah.
Yeah? How many? Have you been counting down your sleeps for lots and lots of days? Yeah, every day. Yeah, so Jasper's very excited. It is 7:22 here. I've got my cinnamon bread, or cinnamon bun dough rising, cupboard all ready to be put out on there. All our supplies, Zach organized all the supplies last night, so we've got all of our, it's a little bit dark in here, got all of our Ivermectin and stuff. So the Ivermectin comes in like these big jugs, and then you can put it into these smaller ones that are just easier to carry. This just gets kind of like drizzled over their back. With all the different Ivermectin guns in there, and then we've got some syringe guns, so instead of having to fill up a new syringe for every calf, you can use these, and they've got you can set them to the dose that you need. So we've got that in this box. I'll show you out on the front porch here. In a little bit, I'm going to kind of get all the coolers and stuff ready with like beer and soda and stuff. But in here, anybody that missed the tag or anything, we'll try and band everybody that we can. So like I said the other day, Zach banded as many of the calves as he could. So I'm in the deck. Zach banded as many of the calves as he could when they were born, but there's always some that he missed, so we try and put a band on them if we can, if they're not too big. If they are too big, then we'll cut them. So we've got scalpels in here. That's what I picked up yesterday in town, with some more scalpels, some syringes, some needles, a bunch of needles, taggers, the RFID tags that I was talking to you guys about, like those little kind of birth certificate tags. That's what these look like here. Oh, sorry. They look like that. So they go in there, button tags we call them. What else? Banders. And then all the meds we'll put into a cooler. Just any extras that you might need, iodine, all that kind of stuff is in this box. So this is, we'll go down, we'll bring a table down, we'll take this down in a little while, and we'll get all of our meds and sodas in the coolers. As far as like food goes, so Maggie, like I said, is doing the majority of the meal. I got my torts done yesterday, so they're in the fridge, or like my cheesecakes done yesterday, so they're in the fridge. My beans are done. I'm gonna make a salad, a Caesar salad, but I just like bought all the ingredients. I'm not gonna be making anything from scratch for that. So I'll just throw it together when we go to eat. We'll probably do all the calves. This is what we usually do. We'll do all the calves, then we'll have lunch, which is like, it's not till usually the afternoon when we get done the calves, and then after lunch we'll go and do the cows. So it's a full day of work. We're very excited, right, Jasper? Yeah. So I'll keep you guys updated as much as I can. It's a busy day, and yeah, I'll have my phone with me, so I'll try and snap a few pictures and stuff, and keep you guys in the loop of what's going on. Alright, so I'm just washing the milking dishes. Zach milked this morning while I was busy getting some other stuff done. Now he just took all 3 kids, which I was like, are you sure? Out to help him get all the cows in. He has his brother out there helping him as well, and he likes less people, so I was like, can I cut him? He's like, no, it'll be fine. Because they do come in super easy because he'll run the tractor and they'll just follow the tractor in. And sometimes it can be, sorry, I'm just in the dark. How can I be in the light? Sometimes it's just like too much if there's too many 4-wheelers out there, too many people, because then they're like, something is up. So even his brother, he's like, you just stay on the other side of the fence and make sure they don't break through the fence. He has his cow dog too, and she can do the work of like 5 good cowboys, cowgirls. So yeah, that helps as well. But they already know some things that they've been moving around and stuff. They're like, something's going on. So yeah, I got my cinnamon buns rising here. I know I hate using plastic wrap, but I'm all out of rags, and I need to leave some for Maggie because we'll use my kitchen for grinding, so I'm just cleaning up the kitchen right now so that she has a nice clean spot to work. And then she brought over the roaster already with the meat and stuff in it. We bought the buns yesterday. I'm always kind of like on standby at this point, just like waiting to see if I need to run out and help in the field, but I don't know. It always like I always kind of like doubt his plan. I think this is like farmer wife thing. I always kind of doubt his plan, and then it works out okay. So yeah, I think it will work out okay. It always does. So yeah. Here they come. Stump. Hopefully you can see. Be able to. There we go. So they're gonna go into that pen right by the barn there. Right where like Suki usually is. We're gonna go right in there, and then we'll sort them in there. That's the best place to sort them. Yesterday Zach put all these metal panels along this little alleyway here because the fencing isn't great around there. It's not great anyway. But yeah, so they go in here, and then we'll put them in that pen right in front of the barn and sort them out of there. That giant Holstein is a bugger. He needs to be hamburger. He's so huge. Like, those are big cows down there, and he stands like a head taller than all of them. There's always stragglers in the back, but Zach and his brother are both back there. So. Okay, I'm gonna go and finish my things, my chores, because I'm gonna have to go down there and help sort in a few minutes. Okay, so everything was going hunky-dory, and then they all turned around and they all ran the other way, and now they're all back in the original pen again. So I'm gonna run down there and see if I can help once I find my shoes. Here's my shoes. And see if I can give any help. I don't know. I thought he was gonna leave them in with the tractor, but didn't, which was fine. But yeah, just showing everything the full plan. Yeah, so I'm gonna go and see if I can be of any use. Maybe at least I can stand somewhere. Yeah. Oh, there, I'll go one back in now. See, why do I ever doubt his plans? They always work out in the end. That's like the farmer wife thing. I have like a little bit of doubt about whether it's gonna work out, and then it works, and it's all fine. So they're all coming in now. I'm gonna go over there into those trees and just see if I can like stand there and just be like a barrier in case they start to turn around again. I bet you it was that host team that turned around and got everybody all jazzed up. He's such a bugger. Oh, there's a little calf on this side. I'm gonna go stand actually on this side of the fence in case calves get out. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come over here. So if they turn around, I can jump over the fence. All right, they're all in. Zach did it on his own. Never doubt him. Yeah, so they're all in. A few people are coming at 9 to help sort, so I'm gonna cook the cinnamon buns now and then go down and help sort because they won't take very long to cook, and then we'll have them probably after we sort while we set up for the calf table and everything for branding. Yeah, and good job, Zach. Got all his cows in. There's this little calf though that's running around like crazy. We'll grab her after. Just gotta let it calm down. It probably will end up actually coming around and then we'll be able to tuck it in there. I was gonna try and tuck it through the fence, but it's hard to chase one calf unless you can actually like physically grab them and kind of pull them through a gate. They are really, really skittish. So. Alright, despite my concerns that my cream cheese would be too strong, it's not too bad. So I've mixed it with ice and sugar, and I'm just gonna ice in these. Ice them while they're hot. That way you can put on thick, nice icing, and it will do the work for you while you drop it on there. Good stuff. Hey guys, how's it going? So it is the day after branding. Everything went well. I'm very tired. I think everybody is very tired. It was a full day of work. We got done at probably like 6, maybe. Like we had lunch in between, but we got done probably around 6 or 6:30. Had another like quick leftover dinner and then went out and milked Suki. I did. Zach though, like we finished at 6:30, but he still had to feed all the cows. So that took him another hour or so to do that. But then we had a little fire and visited with some friends before everyone went home. But everyone was pretty tired, so I think we were in bed by like 9 or something. But all in all, it was a really good day. Because it's such a busy day, I really can't like take videos or anything like that while I'm working, but I did manage to snap a few little like video clips and pictures and stuff that I'm gonna just share on here. We started the day with getting the cows in. Zach did that. He did it all on his own, even though I doubted his plan. It was worked out completely fine. So that was good. They all got in. We sorted them off. It took about, because you sort in like a smaller pen, so you move all the cows into that one pen that I showed you on the video. And then you're going to bring a smaller group in, and then you're going to sort them off. And so we would put the cows in one side and the calves in the other side, or anything that wasn't going to get branded, we put in with the cows. So we did that first. It takes probably at least an hour and a half to sort everybody, because you take one little group in, you pull the cows off from one side and the calves off from another side. It's pretty like usually crazy work because our cows are not like super tame. The funniest thing of all of this though is like it's just absolute chaos everywhere, right? But Suki is in the pen, and I took a little video of it. She's in the pen and she's just like lounging. I've never seen her like lay flat out and just like frolicking her hair, and like, oh my goodness, like just chaos is going on, and she is such a princess. She's like, this does not happen to me. I'm just gonna watch the goings on, because they would never do this to me. So she would just watch the whole time. So we got the calves all sorted off, the cows all sorted off. What are you hammering, Gus? Nice. He is extra tired today. Extra tired. Yeah, you're hammering. Nice, good job. So we got them everything sorted. We set the calf table up and got going. Like, I was so impressed how quickly we were able to get the calves done. We started probably at like 10:30, actually branding the calves, and we were done by 1:30, which I think is like probably our record. We had to get about 200 calves done out of that. So like, that's pretty quick because you can only do one calf at a time. So I was pretty impressed. We had a great, the kids were all in the back sorting, it was Jasper and then some neighbor kids and stuff. They were in the back sorting off the calves. It's perfect work for kids because they're little, right? As long as they know that they stay close to the butt of the calf, then they don't get kicked. So it's nice work for them to be able to get the calves into the chute, and then we've got bigger guys out the front actually pushing the calves into the calf table. But it's really nice, good learning work for kids to be in the back to get all those little calves in and sort off what they want and stuff. So it's good training. So they were in the back and they ran a really good back. They kept the calves coming. We never had to wait for calves. So that was so awesome. I think we just worked as a team really well. So they got 2 vaccinations. They got their pain medication, which was also shot. So each calf got 3 different shots. Then they got branded, and then there was probably about a dozen that needed to be cut. And then what else did we do? Ivamec and a button tag. They got their button tag. So other than that, that's what they got. It was a really great time to be able to check over each calf. So there was a couple that we had to doctor a little bit, give some antibiotics. There was one that had this huge abscess on their navel that did a little incision and drained out a bunch of pus. And I have a little photo of that. So I know branding is like hard on the calves and stuff. It's not nice. I don't like having to do it, but it's a great time to be able to just really get that one-on-one time with each animal and be able to just check them over and make sure that they are doing good, because we very, very possibly could have missed that big abscess if we didn't have that one-on-one time with that calf, and then it could have gotten sick. We would have noticed once it got sick eventually, but it might have been too late by that time, right? So it's really good to have that one-on-one time with each calf. We were done by 1:30. The calves, they were all doing good. That pain medication is amazing. Like, we used to not use this, and we started using it a couple of years ago, and it's crazy how quickly they get back up, because usually like they would go out and they would lay down and like they're sore. Obviously they're sore, but they would be sore for a little bit longer, whereas they were like running around and stuff afterwards. So you really can see the difference. So I'm glad that we used that. So then we had lunch after that. We just had like a quick lunch, and then we went back down to do the cows because we wanted to make sure we got those cows done quickly so they could get back with their babies. We were done the cows. It took a little bit longer because we had to brand some of our new bulls. So it took a little bit longer. There was some really crazy cows in there. But I think it was one of our calmer, like, working cows days. So even though there were some crazy cows in there, nobody got hurt or anything. Zach, there's one incident where there was just this cow that was just going nuts. Like, she was chasing everybody. Everybody was like jumping up on the fence. So we were sorting off when we ran them through the chute. We were sorting off. What's the matter, Gus? So there was this one incident where this cow was running around. She was a crazy lady, and she was running around chasing everybody. Everybody was jumping up on the fence. And so we were sorting the cows out, the ones that we want to keep and the ones that we want to ship, because there are some in there that we wanted to ship. And then we had a bunch of fall calves as well. So we needed to sort them out so that they can ship this week and next week, or we're going to ship twice. So we were sorting them out as well while we were doing this. And this crazy cow that we wanted to ship, she was like chasing everybody, jumping. Everyone had to jump on the fences and stuff. And Zach, he's such a crazy guy. Anyways, so we couldn't get her out. And so he let her chase him and ran out, and then she ran through the gate. I didn't see this, but I heard this afterwards. I was like, oh my God. such a crazy guy. Anyways, it worked. He got her out, and so she's going to be shipped. Thank goodness. But other than that, it was went pretty good. Yeah, there wasn't any incident, and yeah, I'm happy that it's done. So now next weekend we have 2 brandings to go to. I think there's another one the weekend after. So and then there'll be one more after that. So we've got 4 more brandings to go to, but at least ours is done. Like there's like this kind of relaxation that happens once your branding's done, because it's so much stress getting ready for the day, making sure that everything's ready, worrying about your animals because it is a really stressful time for them. But everybody's looking really good today, so that's good. Zach just is out feeding cows right now, but yeah, everybody looked really good today, and everyone's calm. Nobody was like bawling or anything this morning. Everybody had paired up again, so I call that a win. So yeah, I will see you guys next Monday. Make sure, if you are new here, subscribe to my channel. I post a new video every Monday. It's all about milk cows, cheese making, homestead cheese making. So follow along on our little homestead journey. Okay, we'll see you guys next week. Bye.